Be me, 32F, Director of Operations at a mid-sized tech consulting firm in the Pacific Northwest. Masters in Organizational Psychology, resume is stacked with change management and diversity and inclusion certifications. Honestly, I'm good at what I do. I see the human patterns that the code monkeys miss. Our office is open plan, exposed brick, and endless espresso. Basically an adult kindergarten for people who make six figures. Woke up this morning feeling ready to finally fix the culture rot I've been tracking for months. Sipping my oat milk latte, scrolling through LinkedIn. See another post about empowering silent voices. It resonates. Get to the office at 9 a.m. The dynamic is already annoying me. Look at the pit, what we call the main dev floor. It's 80% men, mostly guys named Jack, Dave, or Brian. They sit there with noise-cancelling headphones, typing away, minimal eye contact, zero vibes. Meanwhile, the client management team is mostly women. They are clustered in the break room, laughing, collaborating, actually building rapport. But whenever they go to the pit to ask a question, the energy shifts. The men take off one ear cup, give a short, technical answer, put the ear cup back on. It's so dismissive. It's a power move. They hoard the technical knowledge to maintain hierarchy. I've brought this up to the VP, Stevens, multiple times. Stevens is a boomer, focused on deliverables and uptime. He just grunts and says, as long as the clients are happy, but the clients aren't happy. Arguably, our net promoter score dropped by 2 points last quarter. I know it's because the dev team lacks empathy. They treat bugs like math problems, not emotional friction points for the user. Today's the day I start drafting the initiative. 10 a.m., enter the weekly blocker meeting. Conference room smells like stale coffee and aggressive deodorant. Olivia is presenting. She's 24, bright, ambitious, a client success lead. She's talking about the interface for the new dashboard for our biggest client, Apex Corp. She wants the buttons to be more inviting and purely round. Dave, lead backend, 35-ish size audibly. Olivia, if we make them round, it breaks the grid layout on the legacy mobile view. We have to rewrite the CSS container. Olivia looks flustered. I'm just talking about the user journey, Dave. Can we not get bogged down in the how right now? Dave, the how is literally my job. It's an extra 3 days of work for a cosmetic change. Silence in the room. Dave crosses his arms. He thinks he won. I see Olivia shrink. She stops pitching her creative ideas because she's afraid of being hit with technical jargon. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Gatekeeping, weaponized competence. Dave isn't saying it can't be done. He's saying he doesn't want to do it because he doesn't value her aesthetic input. I speak up. Dave, let's pin the technical constraints. Start from a place of yes. Assume the vision is valid. How do we support Olivia? Dave looks at me with those dead fish eyes. I support Olivia by telling her the budget impact before she sells it to the client. The arrogance, that smirk. He thinks he's the main character just because he knows Python. Meeting ends awkwardly. Olivia comes to my office afterward. She's venting. I feel like I have to have a CS degree just to suggest a color change. It's exhausting. Me. It's not you, Olivia. It's the structure. We prioritize the builders over the architects of experience. She nods, feeling validated. This is the spark I needed. I open a fresh Google Doc. Title: Project Harmony. Realignment of technical resources for client-centric synergy. Sounds corporate enough to pass, radical enough to work. Spend the next 2 weeks gathering data, cherry-picking mostly, tracking communication friction. Basically every time a dev says no, or that will take longer, I log it as obstructionism. I notice a pattern. The women in office spend 40% more time in meetings, Slack discussions, and planning docs. The men spend 90% of their time just coding or debugging. Traditional metrics say the men are productive. My metrics say the men are siloed and uncollaborative. I write up the proposal, the core concept. Development shouldn't drive the product. Client success and strategy. The women should drive the product. The experiment: reassign the senior male devs to a purely support and implementation tier. Strip them of lead titles regarding product direction. They become technical facilitators. Their job is strictly to build what is asked, without pushback on design. Promote the client success team, Olivia, Jessica, Emily, to product owners. They have final say on features and timelines. It's about shifting the power dynamic to those with emotional intelligence. Pitch it to Stevens on a Tuesday. I use words like churn reduction, cross-functional agility, and modernizing the workflow. Stevens is looking at his quarterly budget. Me. Look, The seniors cost us a fortune. By moving them to support, we streamline the pipeline. We stop wasting time debating features and start shipping them. Stevens. So the devs just do what they're told? Me. Exactly. Like contractors. We remove the friction. Stevens rubs his chin. And Olivia's team is ready to lead? Me. They know the client better than anyone. Stevens approves a 3-month pilot. I'm ecstatic. I feel like I'm finally breaking the glass ceiling from the inside. The announcement. Friday all-hands meeting. Everyone is gathered with beers and seltzers. I take the stage. Slides are beautiful, minimalist, pastel colors. I talk about empathy-first engineering. I see the devs exchanging looks. Dave leans over to Jack. I can see Jack just shrug. I drop the bomb. Effective Monday, the engineering team will move to a ticket-based fulfillment model. Product ownership transfers to the newly formed vision team. I list the names. Olivia is now head of product vision. Dave is now senior implementation specialist. Jack is back-end support lead. I frame it as a relief for the guys. We want to take the burden of decision-making off your shoulders so you can focus on your craft. The room is weirdly quiet. I expected pushback. I expected Dave to argue, but nothing happened. The men just stare. Jack takes a sip of his beer, looks at his phone. Dave nods slowly. It's that silence again, the one I read about online. Men checking out. I interpret it as submission. They know they can't argue with empathy without looking like jerks. Olivia and her team are beaming, clapping loud. Jessica, 22F, marketing grad, fresh hire, raises her hand. Does this mean we can finally prioritize the UI overhaul for the Q3 campaign? Me. Yes, you set the priority. Implementation executes. Great vibes. Meeting wraps. I see the guys walking out. They aren't angry. They look bored. Whatever. Resistance is expected. They'll adapt or they'll leave. Culture shift is messy. Week 1 of the New World Order. We rearrange the seating chart. The vision team gets the open sunny area near the windows. We move the implementation team, the guys, to the back corner. It's darker back there. Less foot traffic. I tell them it's to minimize distractions. Honestly, it just looks better not having hoodies and energy drinks in the client walkthrough path. The mood in the vision team is electric. Whiteboards are full of sticky notes, lots of blue sky thinking. Olivia calls a kickoff meeting for the Apex Corp update. She doesn't invite Dave or Jack. She says, I don't want technical limitations dampening the brainstorm. I nod approvingly. This is empowerment. By Wednesday, Olivia has a roadmap. It's ambitious, complete rewrite of the user portal, AI integration for customer support, gamified rewards system. She puts the tickets into Jira. I've instructed the men strictly. Do not mark tickets as want fix. If it's in the backlog, it's a requirement. I walk by the support pit. It's silent, just the sound of mechanical keyboards. Dave is working on ticket 402, make the logo bounce when hovered. I see him reading a documentation page. He's not talking to anyone. Normally he'd be arguing that a bouncing logo requires a JS library that bloats the load time. Today, he just codes it. Jack is working on the database migration for the AI thing. I stop by Jack's desk. How's it going, support lead? Jack takes off headphones. Fine. Ticket 405 is vague on the schema, but I'm just building the tables as requested. Me. Great. Trust the vision. Jack. Sure. He puts headphones back on. I feel a twinge of annoyance. He's so robotic. Where's the passion? But the work is getting done. Olivia reports that for the first time ever, all her tickets are moving to in progress without a fight. She puts a "We Can Do It" Rosie the Riveter poster up in her area. I smile. We are winning. Week 3. The office feels different, lighter, more laughter in the kitchen. Olivia, Jessica, and I go out for lunch almost every day. We talk about how toxic the old environment was. Olivia, I used to be scared to suggest things. Now I feel like I own the product. Me, that's because you do. You're the captain now. We drink mimosas. Get back to the office a bit late, around 2 p.m. Slack is blowing up. Apex Corp client rep is asking for a progress update on the beta. Olivia jumps on the call. She's confident. She promises the beta will be live by Friday. I check with the implementation team. Dave sends a Slack message. Ticket 402, 405, 408 complete. Pushed to staging. I look at staging. The logo bounces. It looks cute, but the page loads a bit slow. Whatever, it's staging. I ask Dave, is the AI integration ready? Dave, the database tables are there. The API hook is there, as requested in ticket 409. Me, does it work? Dave, it executes the code requested. So literal. These men are NPCs, I swear. But technically, yes, it works. Friday rolls around. Vision team does a demo for the internal staff. It's very flashy, lots of animations. Jessica picked a great color palette. When they click the AI help button, it spins for 10 seconds, then spits out a generic hello. Olivia glosses over it. Olivia, we're refining the prompts. Stevens is there. He looks impressed by the visuals. Stevens, looks modern, much better than the grey boxes Dave used to build. I look at Dave in the back. He's playing on his Switch. He's not even watching the demo. The disrespect. I make a note to write him up for distracted behavior during company meetings later, but I let it slide for now because we are celebrating. We have a happy hour. No guys show up. They all clock out exactly at 5 p.m. Every single one of them, like a synchronized swimming team of apathy. Me to Olivia. See? They don't care about the company. They're just paycheck collectors. Olivia. Their loss. We're building the future. Week 6. The cracks start to show. Subtle at first. Apex Corp calls. Their users are complaining about mobile formatting. Olivia tells them it's a caching issue, because that's a buzzword she heard once. She creates a ticket. Fix mobile caching. Assigns it to Jack. Jack comments on the ticket. Issue is not caching. Issue is fixed width containers requested in ticket 501. Caching cleared. Issue remains. Closes ticket. Olivia comes to me, stressed. Jack keeps closing the ticket, but the site is still broken on iPhone. I march over to the support pit. Jack, we have a problem. Jack, I don't see a problem. I see fulfilled requirements. Me, the client can't see the menu on their phone. Jack, yes, because Olivia requested a 1200 pixels wide hero image that doesn't scale. I built exactly what the mock-up showed. Me, you know that breaks mobile? Jack, I'm not the product owner. I'm support. I expressed concern regarding responsive design rules in the past, but I was told not to gatekeep the aesthetic. I built the aesthetic. I felt my blood pressure spike. He's doing this on purpose. Malicious compliance. Me, fix it. Now. Jack, please submit a ticket for a responsive refactor. It will take approximately 12 hours of work to undo the fixed containers. Me, just do it. Jack, I can't work without a ticket. It messes up the metrics you installed. He points to the efficiency dashboard. I created. If he works off ticket, his utilization score drops. I trapped myself. I have to go back to Olivia. Write a ticket to make the images responsive. Olivia, but I don't know the specs for that. Just write make it work on phone. Jack accepts the ticket, but he puts it at the bottom of the queue because it's new. Meanwhile, Apex Corp is angry. I tell Olivia to smooth it over with a user education email, telling users to use desktop for the optimal experience. It's a band-aid, but we survive. Month 3, the big one. Apex Corp is launching a Black Friday pre-sale. Traffic is going to spike 500%. In the old days, Dave would spend the week before optimizing database queries. He would be stressing, drinking Red Bull, tweaking load balancers. Today, Dave is leaving at 5 p.m. The Vision team has planned a launch party, balloons, cupcakes, a playlist. Olivia has promised the client zero downtime based on vibes, I guess? I ask Olivia, did we load test? Olivia, Dave said the server capacity is the same as last year. Okay, should be fine then. Friday morning. Sale goes live at 9 a.m. 9:05 a.m., real-time users hits 10,000. The dashboard on the wall, the pretty round one Olivia designed, freezes. Slack goes quiet. Then it explodes. Apex Corp VP calls Stevens. Stevens comes running out of his office. Stevens, the site is 503ing. Everything is down. What is happening? I run to Olivia. Olivia is hyperventilating. I don't know. It just stopped. I run to the support pit. It's quiet. Dave and Jack receive alerts on their phones. Dave looks at the alert. High CPU load. Memory leak. He puts the phone down, continues typing code for a confetti animation ticket due next week. I scream, Dave, the site is down. Dave, I see the alert. Me, fix it. Dave, I don't have access to the AWS production console anymore. My stomach drops. What? What do you mean? Dave, when you restructured roles, support team lost root access to production to prevent unauthorized changes. Security protocol. Only product owners have admin keys now. I remember this. I did this. I wanted to stop them from tinkering without permission. Me, Olivia, do you have the keys? Olivia is crying. I have a password locker, but I don't know how to use the terminal. I just use the CMS. Stevens is standing there, purple-faced. Stevens, give Dave the access. Now. Olivia fumbles with her laptop. She logs into the admin portal. She doesn't know where the SSH keys are. Time is ticking. Every minute is roughly $50K in lost sales for the client. Dave watches her struggle. He doesn't offer help. He waits. Me, Dave, help her. Dave, that would be a security violation. I need written authorization from the VP to elevate privilege. Stevens screams, I authorize it, you idiot. Dave slowly stands up, walks over to Olivia's desk, types in a command, grants himself access, goes back to his desk, logs in, types for 2 minutes. Dave, found the issue. Me, what is it? Dave, the AI chat widget. It runs a query on every page load to check user history. It's unoptimized. It's locking the entire user table. Olivia, but the AI sets the mood. We can't turn it off. Dave, the query does a full table scan. With 10,000 users, that's millions of reads a second. Database is dead. Me, can we optimize it? Dave, sure. Give me 3 weeks. Stevens, turn it off. Remove the widget. Olivia, but the roadmap. Stevens, remove it. Dave types one command, git revert, or something like that. Site comes back up, but the vision features are gone. It's just the old site from 4 months ago. The Apex Corp VP is on the phone screaming so loud we can hear it through the glass. Stevens takes the call. He looks defeated. I look at the vision team. The balloons look sad. Jessica is texting her mum. Olivia is in the bathroom, throwing up. I look at the support pit. Dave puts his headphones back on. Jack opens a sandwich. They don't care. They warned us about the query load weeks ago. I remember seeing a ticket comment, this is ON squared, will not scale. Olivia had replied, let's not premature optimize. We need the feature. I backed Olivia, implying Dave was just being a negative blockage. I feel sick. The aftermath. 1 week later, Apex Corp fired us. They invoked the penalty clause for downtime. Company lost 40% of its projected annual revenue in 1 morning. Stevens calls an emergency meeting. Just me, him, and the HR lead. Stevens asks for a post-mortem. I have my spin ready. Me. Clearly, this was an act of sabotage. The implementation team refused to step in until ordered. They let the fire burn. Stevens isn't buying it. I looked at the logs, Maya. Dave flagged that query 4 times. Olivia overrode him. You approved the override. Me. Because we prioritize the user experience. Stevens. The user experience is a 503 error page. That is the worst experience. He throws a file on the table. It's the efficiency metrics I was so proud of. Stevens. You turned our best engineers into data entry clerks. You stripped their agency. You told them to stop thinking and start typing. Me. I was creating a supportive environment for the female leadership. Stevens. You created an echo chamber where nobody knew how the engine worked. Stevens sighs. We're downsizing. The vision team is dissolved. We're going back to the old structure. Me. That's regression. You're letting the toxic bros win. Stevens. Those bros are the only reason we've managed to bring the site back up at all. HR lady slides a paper across the desk. Termination notice. Gross mismanagement of resources. Failure to maintain service level agreements. I'm stunned. You can't do this. I'll sue. This is retaliation. Stevens. Go ahead. We have the Jira logs. We have the emails where you told Dave to stay in his lane when he tried to warn about the server load. I walk out of the office. Carrying my box of stuff, walk past the support pit. They took down the heavy curtain I installed. It's bright again. Dave and Jack are talking. Actually talking. They are drawing diagrams on a whiteboard. They look engaged. Jack looks up as I walk by. He doesn't smile. He doesn't smirk. He just looks indifferent, like I'm a bug that was just patched out. Olivia catches me at the elevator. She wasn't fired, just demoted back to junior account associate. Olivia. I really thought we had it, Maya. It felt so good. Me. We were sabotaged, Olivia. Remember that. The patriarchy protects its own. Olivia looks at me weirdly. I don't know, Maya. I kinda wish I knew sequel right now. She goes back to her desk. I leave the building. It's raining. Call my boyfriend to vent. He doesn't pick up. Probably playing Call of Duty. Useless. Present day, 3 months later, still unemployed, applying for head of people roles. Market is tough. LinkedIn is full of people like me complaining about tech layoffs. I see a post from my old company. They landed a new contract. Picture of the team. It's Dave, Jack, and even Olivia. Olivia is wearing a hoodie. She's pointing at a monitor with Jack. Caption: Collaborative engineering solves hard problems. They co-opted my language, but they are actually doing the work. I comment on the post. Glad to see the foundation I built is paying off. Jack replies 10 minutes later. We reverted the repo, Maya. We built from scratch. I delete my comment. Order DoorDash. The driver is a guy. He hands me the food without saying a word. I rate him 4 stars. Too impersonal. God, I hate men. Open up my blog. Start writing new post. Why middle management is the front line of gender warfare. I'll show them, eventually. Just need someone to give me a budget again. Checking bank account. Rent is due. Maybe I should learn to code? Nah. That's what the support staff is for. My face when I'm the victim of my own brilliance. My face when the world isn't ready for empathy-based architecture. Sip latte. It's cold.